Hey there, welcome to Makers TV for another week. I'm Michaela Danvers from the Makers Collective, and each week I deliver short, sharp, actionable lessons to help you strengthen your brand and grow your business. But what happens when you don't know what you should be focusing on? It doesn't matter what technology or techniques or strategies I teach you. If you follow those things, but it's not what you should be focusing on, it's not going to help you move your business forward. So the first step is knowing what you should be focusing on. But how? How do you know what you should be focusing on in your business? Because a lot of the time, so many of us are so busy all the time being a solopreneur, being a sole trader, being a sole business owner, micro business owner, small business, all of those things. There's so much to do. And you can get really wrapped up in following the latest strategy or the latest webinar that you've watched and really focusing on, your Facebook engagement, when perhaps you really should be focusing on something more fundamental. And if you don't know what that is, you could be working really, really hard every day, but it feels like your wheels are spinning because you're just going around and around in circles and your business is not actually moving forward to where you want it to be. So how do you figure out what you should be focusing on? Because it's really difficult. And even when, you can do these business exercises sometimes and they sort of say, well, write down your strengths and weaknesses. And it's like, if you don't know what your strengths and weaknesses are, you can have a bit of a guess about that. But, how do you know? How do you know what they are? You could sort of, it's too, like, you can't just pull stuff out of thin air. You really need to do an assessment to figure out where you are in your business to then see what your strengths are and what your weaknesses are. So what I've done, because a lot of the time, a lot of my students and people in my audience, the most common thread that I see through what people are saying that they'd like to learn about, like there's so many different things that people want to learn about. They want to learn about Facebook engagement. They want to learn about Instagram. They want to learn about marketing in general. There's so many different things that people want to learn about. But the most common thing that I see between every single person really is that they're not confident. They're not 100% confident that they are working on the right thing at the right time, and they're just not sure what they should start with, what they should focus on next. So what I've done is I've created a little online tool, and it's completely free to use. It's called the Makers Audit Tool. And what it does really is it helps you pinpoint exactly where you are in your business, and it also really identifies your true strengths and weaknesses. So then you can optimize those strengths and really sort of double down on them to make sure that you're getting the most bang for your buck sort of thing in that area of strength, and also identifies the true weaknesses of where you need to work on a key area of your business. But what it does even more than that, besides just identifying, where you're strong and where you're weak, is it puts it in a logical order of what you should work on first, second, and third, because there really is a priority scale or a priority grid of what you should be focusing on first, rather than jumping straight to marketing when perhaps you haven't really solved a problem with your product first. So the Makers Audit Tool is available for you now. If you want to click the link below, or you can go to themakers.academy/audit or themakerscollective.com.au/audit, and that will take you straight to the tool. And you just go through a series of questions answering how many things you're confident in, and then it sort of assesses all those answers that you've put in, and then it tells you what your priority area should be, and it also then sends an email to you with your results and some suggestions of what I would suggest that, things that you could do to start working on those areas that you need to improve. So, I just hope that this is a tool that can help you specifically figure out, like, also if you've done a heap of work on your website or on your business, sometimes people are a little bit concerned that then that was a waste of time, or they've spent a lot of time in the wrong area and it's not quite sort of representing their brand correctly, stuff like that. So this will just give you a little bit of confidence in that as well, that you basically nothing is a waste of time. You might have just done it a little bit out of order. So utilizing this free tool will help you, pinpoint exactly where you are, and then also give you some suggestions of what you should do moving forward. So I really hope it's useful. As I said, completely free. You just need to pop your email in to be able to get the results sent to you. I hope it's useful. Go and do it. That is the actionable task for this week and it doesn't really matter what level of business you're in, because people are generally one of three levels. So they either haven't yet started, they have an idea, they're sort of exploring ideas of how they can make their business a reality. The next level up is that you have started, but you're not making necessarily consistent sales. So you have your business in place and you have made some sales, but it's not that really nice consistent income that's going to, earn you a good solid income. And then the next level is that maybe you are getting consistent sales, but it's kind of overwhelming and you'd like to then scale the business, but you don't have the time or space or capacity to do that because you're just working so much, like all the time. So trying to figure out how to create that space in order to scale. And they're the three levels that I really cater to in my business and what I offer. So if you're any of those three levels, then the Makers Audit Tool should really help you identify what you should be working on now and next. So thank you so much for listening. And as I said, you can jump on the link below or go to either of those addresses that I mentioned to take part in the audit. And really, I hope it can just move you forward in business and get you to where you want to be. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next week.